Right now, autonomous algorithms are burning through millions of gallons of cooling water and placing unprecedented stress on global power grids.
Which is a completely necessary phase of...
The tech industry calls this the necessary birth pangs of artificial superintelligence, but that is a lie. This current technological race for AI self-evolution is not a miracle. It is a catastrophic structural failure of the existing operating system of ownership and accumulation.
Calling it a failure is a massive overstatement. We
are trapped in a 150 trillion yen valuation bubble. It's a dangerous illusion that is drastically driving up the survival cost for all biological life. Today, I will prove how this cycle is merely an absurd, resource-draining loop that requires an immediate structural shift to circular capitalism.
Well, I am here to defend common sense. I will prove that this immense computational effort is a necessary, objective, technological evolution toward genuine productivity and safety.
There is no objective evolution here. To understand why this is a systemic bug, you have to strip away the marketing and look at the thermodynamic reality. The whole premise of self-evolution is just a biological illusion.
It's not an illusion. The models are physically rewriting.
It's engineered to mask what is essentially a super long-run automated macro. You have human developers typing prompts into a terminal, pressing execute, and walking away. They are leaving machines to autonomously burn through global electricity.
They're automating brute force trial and error. Yes, but...
It's like an autonomous electric saw that's sold as, self-optimizing spatial design. It blindly runs until it shreds the house's pillars, crushing the entire building, while the owners stand outside charging an admission fee. It's an absurd self-destruct sequence designed solely to circulate investment money.
Oh, come on. That ignores the massive, tangible benefits occurring literally right now. You dismiss it as an electric saw. But an AI autonomously running 12 to 16-hour coding experiments isn't empty consumption.
It is the definition of empty consumption.
No, it is a dramatic leap in productivity. A system that does in half a day what takes human engineering teams weeks of painstaking manual testing is fundamentally altering reality. Humans have become the ultimate data bottleneck. We simply cannot generate training data fast enough.
Because generating data requires actual cognitive labor, not just burning gigawatts of power to brute force a statistical match.
But the AI is generating novel pathways. Look at techniques like RLAIF, reinforcement learning from AI feedback. We've hit a wall where humans literally can't grade the AI's homework fast enough, so a highly trained AI acts as the judge model, creating incredibly high-quality synthetic data.
A judge model that is just another energy-draining algorithm?
It bypasses human cognitive limitations entirely. It solves complex debugging sequences that would otherwise stall progress for decades. This isn't marketing hype, it is a mathematically verifiable breakthrough.
Let's look at what your so-called pragmatic stepping stone actually is. It's essentially a robot vacuum cleaner printing slightly different plastic shells on a 3D printer overnight.
That is a ridiculous reduction of cognitive architecture.
And then a second robot vacuum checks if the plastic is smooth. The machine possesses zero biological drive to replicate. It operates exclusively because a human initiated a script, and a human maintains the physical server farm keeping it online.
But the goal isn't biological replication, obviously. While the current models might act somewhat like automated factories, this is a required stepping stone toward true recursive self-improvement.
RSI is just another theoretical ghost story used to justify hardware budgets.
RSI is the theoretical threshold where an AI becomes capable of analyzing its own source code and rewriting its fundamental architecture. To get there, we absolutely have to run these automated loops. We have to cross the gap to a system capable of genuinely improving its own cognitive framework.
And by framing a basic automatic matching pump as uncontrollable recursive evolution, the industry secures infinite funding. It completely obfuscates the devastating physical extraction required to run those servers.
You're complaining about the energy used, but massive compute is exactly what's required to secure these models. It's not just about speed, it's about defense against cyber threats.
Defense? You mean the alignment tax? The industry claims that making these models safe requires degrading their performance, which somehow requires even more compute.
Exactly. As AI intelligence scales, the capacity for automated cyber attacks and systemic disruption scales exponentially with it. The alignment tax, that drop in coding performance to ensure safety, is an absolute, unavoidable defense mechanism.
It's a facade.
It represents the sincere dilemma of global researchers. They are intentionally suppressing the mathematical output to ensure human society remains secure.
I reject that altruistic framing entirely. Alignment is a calculated branding strategy to secure a monopoly on clean investments from governments and big tech.
That is incredibly cynical. They are embedding ethical weights into...
It's like an organic cafe that claims total moral superiority while secretly microwaving frozen factory soup in the back room. Developers are slamming on the safety brakes while simultaneously flooring the commercial accelerator.
Flattening the probability distribution of coding logic prevents malicious output. You have to run multiple matrix multiplications simultaneously just to verify the safety.
Which results in massive, useless friction. The engine is working twice as hard, burning twice the energy, just to keep the car moving at 10 miles an hour. You are literally paying an energy premium to generate output that the system actively fights against producing.
It is not useless friction if it prevents the automated deployment of polymorphic malware. We have to run these intensive computational loops in closed environments. Sandboxing the AI totally justifies the energy cost.
If a sandbox actually existed, maybe. But the capitalist drive for immediate ROI has permanently destroyed any sandbox.
We use gated APIs carefully monitored for...
It's a safari park, frankly. Developers claim they built a perfectly safe cage, but they left the lion off its leash by the automatic doors just to collect more ticket revenue from the crowd outside. There's no isolation.
Security requires testing threat vectors. We are paying the energy cost now to ensure the resulting entity is bound to human survival.
You're just increasing the baseline survival cost for every biological entity on Earth. Imagine an automated chef in a high-end kitchen.
Another metaphor that ignores the mathematical output.
It's a robotic arm that pulls premium meat from the fridge, burns it to ash on a stove for 16 hours straight, and throws it in the garbage. Meanwhile, the owner points to the smoke filling the room and calls it culinary trial and error.
The output inside the black box is not ash. It is highly refined neural architecture.
The physical reality is an astonishing waste of resources. The system is consuming the planet's cooling water to run infinite loops. And the logic of our current economic system demands the machine never stops, because the mere motion justifies the next round of venture capital.
Look, yes, the transition period is computationally expensive, I admit that. But this energy expenditure is the necessary birth pang of a utopian technological payoff. We are deciphering intelligence itself. Transitional to what? A point where the Earth's thermodynamic capacity simply collapses? Transitional to RSI. When we cross that line, the resulting intelligence will optimize global energy grids down to the milliwatt. It will design zero-emission fusion reactors. We cannot pull the plug on the greatest scientific endeavor in human history just because the scaffolding is computationally expensive.
The problem isn't the scaffolding. You're defending a system that behaves exactly like a smart glass office building.
A what? No, this is about cognitive...
A glass building that opens all its windows in the dead of summer, while blasting the air conditioning at maximum capacity. It blows out the entire neighborhood's power grid just to sustain its own contradictory logic.
But the potential energy savings of a superintelligent system managing...
There are no savings. The friction between limitless computational expansion and alignment constraints has turned this system into a machine that strictly increases the survival cost of biological life. The existing operating system of ownership and accumulation is structurally destined to collapse. An immediate transition to the logic of circular capitalism is the only rational investment for survival.